What makes you say that? Honestly, that's a very good phrase that you ought to try to incorporate into many of your sales things, especially when you're encountering some type of an objection, which is very common in sales. When you hear an objection from a customer, oftentimes it's simply a way for them to say, no, thank you, I really don't want your offer, or to perhaps kick the decision can down the road a little bit. So when a client or a prospect raises an objection, they're trying to shift control of the conversation. And they want you to kind of respond. But rather than respond, seize the power that you have. Because here's the fact. If you give a counter argument to their objection, you're effectively ceding control to the prospect. And if you have to remember, there's an old adage that says, he who asks the questions controls the conversation. So rather than be in a defensive position and respond to those questions, in fact, go ahead and wrap with a very simple solution and say, what makes you say that? So you want them to fill in the gaps so that in the end you can better understand their particular situation. So here's a couple examples of how you may want to use that. Maybe the client goes up to you and says, I don't have the time or the money. Your response would be, what makes you say that? Maybe their response is, I need to speak to my partner about that before I make a decision. Your response would be, what makes you say that? Or maybe an example might be, I really want to shop around before I commit. Your response would be, what makes you say that? Again, by forcing them to answer the question, you're taking control of the sales conversation. They will go ahead and begin to explore that, their reasonings for that, and oftentimes they come up and say, you know what? Really, I don't have an objection anymore. Let's go ahead and do that. I hope that was a valuable tip for you. If you found that helpful, please check out some of our other resources on SteveBizBlog.com.